So I assume you're going to go to your next location, which I believe is Villorn, to the north.
I am fucking off. I'm not staying in this hellhole.
Might as well, you know.
Villorn is the one to the north. Now that is the place where Kane's item quest is.
The wizard tournament, huh?
That is the city of wizards, and you need to go get the prize that is given during the wizards tournament. All right, so that's only like a half day's ride. Are you guys gonna head there, or are you gonna try and fuck around in town again for a little while?
Let's head there. I think we fucked around enough.
You guys get your horses and you race out of Greyforge before the authorities return to the tavern and find the blood-soaked mess that was left. Mostly the authorities are horrified and also confused. They're also wondering why there's a giant bucket of glue in them. You guys ride north with little impediment, and you manage to reach Villorn by the end of the next day. Now, as you approach, you see that it is a very small village, but it does have a mage tower, which, again, you kind of expected because it's a village entirely of mages. But the mage tower is massive and extremely ornate. Everything in the town looks like it was mastercraft.
Hey, lesbian.
Yeah?
Have you heard of the bard sensation, the Roberts?
No, I haven't.
Word is, they're pretty good.
Roll for intelligence to see if you have.
You haven't heard about the Roberts?
The Roberts are awesome.
The drummer is the best drummer in the entire world.
I heard there was a
Dude
sketch.
plays with 3 arms.
You know of the band, the Roberts. You know of what happened the previous year, where they saved the king and also slept with him.
Slept with the king and the queen.
Well, that part's the rumor. That part is the rumor that's going around, but nobody really knows if that's true.
I heard.
What about the panty raid?
The panty raid is known in the underground, so like Raka and the host know. Raka and you know about that because those panties got auctioned off lots.
Hey Mike, can I please have one of them just because?
One of the panties?
Yes.
I'll say you acquired it the year previous, so you have a section of underwear from the queen. It looks like there's people massing on one side of the town. It looks like it's over towards kind of like a stream bed and a few open fields.
I wonder what's over there, says the guy that always takes the lead.
It's because you're the tank.
And he's not wrong.
So, you guys are in the village now. So, there are several taverns, but again, you said there is a large crowd massing on one side of the town out near the open, which you probably think is the maid for the contest. And Kane, remember, this is your lead.
We are here to enter a tournament. Well, I'm here to enter a tournament. Two of you are so fucking stupid.
I feel like eating gnome tonight.
I don't know. I heard gnome tastes like chicken.
I've got a hot, steamy sausage in my pants, you fucking loser.
As you guys go into the village, Kane, you announce that you want to enter the tournament, and very obviously, the wizard walking by looks at you and says, "You want to enter the tournament? Follow me. My name's Bertram.
Hello, Bertram.
Who are you?
I am the one called Mick.
Mick?
Yes.
All right, come on, little buddy.
You seem like a nice guy.
Thank you. Here, have a drink. Are you trying to convince him of it? Because if that's the case, you're going to have to roll to persuade.
Yeah, I'm convincing him.
Okay, roll a d20 to persuade. Kane, you're going to have to roll against that.
Okay.
That's a 3.
Up roll.
Okay.
19. Okay, you do not believe him, and you go off with Bertram with a smile on your
Stay
face.
back, harlot.
Alright, so Bertram leads you over to the fairground area where there's a sign-up sheet, and he leads you up to the desk where you can sign the little ledger and enter the contest. So Kane walks up to the signer, and he explains to you that there are 2 different competitions. Well, not 2 different ones, but there's 2 that are combined to get the final score. Now, one of the competitions is a combat competition where you have to face various creatures. The other one is you have to solve a magical problem, a problem using only magic.
Bad.
He points you over to where you can start the combat section, because that is the first section.
All right, let's go.
All right, so you go over, and there's a small group of mages that are kind of just getting set up and getting stretched out and about ready to go do their thing. Basically, he leads you over to your own little area that it's a little enclosed area, and there's a summoning circle in the center of it. And basically, what that's going to do is they're going to summon the enemies from that, and you're going to fight them one at a time. After you complete one enemy, you will be given a potion to heal, and then you'll be able to face the next one.
Yeah.
Go over to a man who looks to be dressed up as a drill sergeant.
You know, Sharon.
Hello, sir.
Mage, get in there, private.
Yes, sir.
I am ready to eat crayons for my country, sir.
This
I hate you.
this-
You little pipsqueak! I demand that you kick ass!
Sir, yes, sir.
Now get your ass in there!
Sir, yes, sir.
All right, you run your ass in there, and you are pumped up. That means your first attack is gonna crit no matter what. All right, so you step into you step in, and as soon as you step in, the summoning circle begins to glow, and the first creature to step out is a goblin. You're going to be able to get an attack of opportunity, as the goblin doesn't really know where it is. All right, so what are you going to roll?
Well, if it's a magic competition, should I show off magic then? Then I'm gonna use my first magic missile for his
Okay.
throat.
Targeted attack. 18, that hits.
Nice.
That's going to be a direct hit, and that is going to crit as well.
It shouldn't be a double crit because he's gonna crit no matter what.
Yeah,
like, the target attack.
it will be. So you're going to multiply that by 2, and then multiply it by 2 again. All right, so that gets multiplied twice, and then it gets multiplied again for 16 damage. That goblin is exploded into vapor. It's gone. It had 4 health. That's why it was level 1. You could have smacked that thing, and it would have died.
Yeah, but I gotta show off my magic.
All right. After that, a couple of the guys next to you kind of clap like that was pretty awesome. So since you didn't take any damage, you don't need any kind of healing potion, so they're just going to move on to the next one. Now, the next thing is an orc steps out of the summoning circle. This one you're going to have to roll initiative against the orc, though, because he's not as dumb as the goblin. You rolled a 17.
I rolled a 9.
Okay, the orc will go first. So he is going to... That's going to hit. He's using a regular short sword. 5 damage.
Bloody bollocks!
Yeah, so he gives you a nice little poke with that sword. So that kind of stung, but now it's your turn. And keep in mind, your magic missiles will reset.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, then I'm gonna go for an acid arrow to melt his face off.
Okay, roll to hit.
Fuck.
That's not going to hit. All right, so he's going to roll again. The orc misses terribly, so it is now back to you.
I'm just gonna try again then, I guess.
Okay, that will hit because he doesn't have any armor.
So it's 2d4 for this one, and then it's 1d4 for 3 rounds.
Okay.
3, so 4 damage.
All right, so he takes 4 damage. So you actually blew off one of his arms. So his he lost his sword arm on that. He's pretty fucked up. He's a little below half health. But he's going to try and attack you with his free hand, which is going to be bashing damage if it actually does hit. That's a 12. But since you're tiny and he's also swinging with a bunch of pain in his arm, he will miss that attack. So now it's back to you again.
All right, I will use magic missiles on his leg.
Okay. Ooh, that misses. So he's going to try and attack you again. That will hit. So that is 2 damage. Somebody hit. Okay, he hit again. That's another 4 damage. All right. So how are you doing on life?
I got 1 left.
All right, you gotta hit him good. Oh, that misses.
These rolls have been shit. Oh my god! Come on.
But that's gonna be 12 damage. So as the orc lifts his sword to kill you, Bertram points his hand out, and yawns, and shoots a fireball at it, incinerating it instantly. Poor laddie, I'm sorry. Here, take a health potion. You'll be okay.
I was having a bad day.
It's all right, lad. You can get him in the challenge competition.
Okay.
All right, so you're being led away now that you've regained health and you've taken the health potion, and you're being led over to the next area, which basically involves a magical proctor or the village elder who is telling the people the problem that they need to solve. So as you all stand there in a crowd, an old man comes in front of you. His name is Frederick. Well, hello there, young mages. Thank you for coming here again this year for our yearly competition. Now, this is the creative portion of our competition, and I have a task for you this year that is truly going to tempt. And an owl bear appears next to him. The owl bear then comes up and rubs its head up against his side. It appears
Oh,
to be his
God.
pet. This is my owl bear.
I've killed one of those before.
You in the back, shut up. He then goes, this is my owl bear Bessie. So she is a very, very picky when it comes to who she mates with. She only will be with somebody who looks exactly like her. So you need to try and find me an exact copy of Bessie, but a guy, and then you may win.
I want to back in Kane to me real quick.
All right, you kind of wave over to Kane, come over to you. After
All right,
the
I'll go over to him.
Hey, do you want a fucking owlbear?
No, not really.
I was going to suggest you to wear my owlbear trophy as a head.
Why don't you do it? You're bigger than me.
You guys want to do this?
I'm gonna put on my owlbear head trophy.
Okay, you're gonna have to hollow that out because it's still full of meat, rotten meat. You're gonna so you're gonna hollow out the inside of the head and wear it.
Yep.
Okay, you do wear that nasty, disgusting, rotting head. So what are you gonna do?
Caw.
Imitate an owlbear.
Seduce the owlbear.
Okay, so you're gonna have to roll charisma for that, and you're gonna have to roll very high.
If this was ever a time to get a 20.
That is not high enough. So everybody just kind of watches you, and nobody's really sure what's going on, but they're just kind of ignoring you. Except for Kane, he's cheering you on.
Can I cheer him on too?
Hey,
Yes,
why don't you use your bard skills to help my rolls?
That's actually not a bad
Okay.
idea. He doesn't know charm person.
Charm the owlbear to me.
Incredibly dumb, so it falls for the charms for Cham.
Caw.
The owlbear waves in the crowd. Everybody in the crowd backs away from it, and the Frederick the Mage is curious. He lifts an eyebrow. As the owlbear clears through the crowd, everybody else spreads out, leaving only Cham standing there with an owlbear head over his own face. The owlbear appears enthralled. It turns around and lifts its rear to you.
Do it, Cham. Do it.
Fuck it. Let's go.
Strength roll.
I need a roll.
You need to roll a strength roll. You mate with the owlbear in front of the crowd. Everybody, it's kind of like that scene from Crank where everybody's just kind of watching Jason Statham rail Amy Smart. That's basically what you're doing right now. Except Amy Smart's an owlbear. Yeah, you're just having sex with her right there. I mean, it's not exceptionally great, but the shock value is enough to let people keep watching. Kane, the lead wizard goes up to you and says, "What is going on here?"
Well, you didn't specifically say that it had to be an owlbear itself. And so I used some of my magic as well as this convenient trophy we had to play a little spell. It is a magic competition after all.
In all these years, she's never mated with anything. Son, you've done something that no other mage in this town has ever done before. This young man is the winner of this contest. Somebody please stop that other man.
I'm rolling, see. I keep fucking it.
The owlbear begins to scream in ecstasy as you begin fucking it. They just decide instead, because of what's happening, they're just going to leave you alone. Frederick calls the owlbear back after everything is all said and done, and you have emptied your nuts into it, and snaps his fingers, and the owlbear is gone again.
All right, I'm taking off the helmet.
All right, so now the Grand Wizard brings Kane over to the display case, which appears to have a new mage staff in it. He takes the staff out of the case and hands it to Kane. Now, this staff blessed one level 9 spell of your choosing.
Yo!
Now that that's over, I mean, you guys can go around the town if you want, or you can continue on to the next destination, which is Pondar, and that is going to be the place where Belnos is going to get his item.
Before we go, I want to talk to the person in charge of like stones and gems.
Okay, you're going to probably have to ask just to see who that is.
Yo!
I'm gonna go to the master.
Okay, Frederick is standing there with Kane as he's showing him his new staff, and you ask him where he can find somebody to enchant gems. He says,
not enchant gems, more like sell.
okay, so you want a jeweler. He says there is a jeweler in town. He makes usually magical rings, but he'll buy up various stones and things like that and materials in order to make said rings. He's located on the other side of town. You should be able to find the shop very easily. It's got a thatched roof, and it has a nice big sign with a jewel on it.
My idea for the gems was to beef up our fucking ship.
Okay, so you want to sell the gems and use the money to beef up the ship.
Yeah.
So you can go and sell those. So they're worth about 1,500 apiece.
So I'm gonna go over there and we're gonna sell them.
So so you make it over to your jeweler and you walk in. The jeweler is behind the counter. He has one of those little eye magnifying glasses you can hold in there by just kind of squinting. So he's looking at that, and then he looks over. He says, "What can I do for you?"
Oh, I got a few gems and I got a crystal. I'm willing to sell.
Yeah, show me what you got.
I put down the eight emeralds.
All right, he picks one of the emeralds up and looks at it through his little magnifying glass. Good condition. I'll sell those to you or I'll buy those from you for about 1,500.
Could you do more? Well, I rolled a 14 for persuasion.
All right, let me roll against you. 2. All right, so how much do you want to take him for a ride for?
About 2,000 each.
Well, he rolled a 2, so he's pretty fucking stupid. So yeah, he'll do 2,000 apiece. So that's eight of those, correct?
Yep.
All right, so that's 16,000 gold that he's willing to give you. And he gives you that, and then also, so what's the other thing? A crystal?
The broken archmage crystal.
All right, you put that up on the counter, and he just kind of looks at it and cocks his eyes like, what am I gonna do with that?
Probably fix it. I don't know.
You can't fix something like that. They're cast at once. It's a giant pile of glass.
Do you got a trash can?
Yeah, I got one behind the counter. Hang on. He picks it up and chucks it in the trash can behind the counter. I'll still give you the money for the emeralds, though.
All right, thank you.
All right, he exchanges money with you, and you gain 16,000 gold. You also lose the 8 emeralds. So that is going to get reserved for upgrading your ship once you get back to that one. So now that you have that taken care of, Kane, have you picked what spell you want?
Yeah, I think I figured it out.
Which one are you going to do?
Meteor Swarm. What was the staff called again?
Limitless.
And I can use it once per combat?
You can use it once per combat and once per day outside of combat. All right, so now are you guys going to go to Pondar? So I'm going to roll to see if you guys encounter anything on the way there. As you guys are riding down the road, you notice that there appears to be a small little gathering of shacks. Nothing too. It's not even like a village. It's only maybe about 10 buildings, and on the outside it says whorehouse. Even though there's a bunch of small shacks, it's more like love bungalows. Outside, you see what appears to be a line of goblin hookers.
I was gonna see if there was anything else.
No, it's just that you know there's a bunch of goblin hookers, and they kind of look at you like, "Come on, big boy."
I was gonna fuck one on the ass real quick, and leave her just fucking.
You're gonna have to roll a strength roll for that. Also, the pimp probably won't like that too much.
Well, I rolled a 16 for strength.
Okay, so you want to grab her and fuck her. So 16 is enough to pick her up. Roll Constitution to fuck her with the butt. She's going to try and resist you. She successfully resists you and kicks you in the balls to get away. She then starts screaming for her pimp Louie to come out. Louie! All right, and then as you watch that, a goblin who appears to be dressed in white, leopard skin 1970s pimp gear, walks out of the biggest hut that there is, and he looks up at you and he says, "What are you doing to one of my girls, damn it? You pay for that shit."
They're ugly as fuck, I ain't paying.
"Then why are you here? Get the fuck out."
Oh, fuck you!
Tell you
Can
what.
I queef in the pen strings?
Do it, roll.
You're gonna have to do a strength
Okay.
roll. You grab his face. Okay, you grab his face. You queef in it. He's gonna try and resist. He's gonna try and push you away. 17.
Oh.
He's not able to fully resist, but he is able to get it so that he can actually breathe, even though he's breathing in,
Inhale the queef!
Yes! Get him! Everybody roll for initiative versus
I rolled an 18.
Goblin Pimp and his 3 hoes.
I have a small favor to ask everybody.
Yeah.
Let me do it.
You know what? I'm gonna let you do it.
I'm just gonna put my sunglasses on and watch.
Okay.
I'm
what
gonna
are you
bust out my
trying,
bong. I'm gonna bust out my bong. I'm gonna hit it, and I'm gonna pass it off to the guy, to everyone else.
All right, you guys are gonna get stoned, and Kane,
I'm taking it.
All right, so you're all taking hits.
I roll a 7 for my constitution.
You're stoned off your ass. Unless you are stoned, but not as much.
I'm passing the bong.
So you guys are all thoroughly stoned as you watch Kane lift his staff into the air. Immediately, a hole opens in the sky, and you see what appears to be a fireball crashing down towards the ground. Kane, you're gonna have to roll for damage. All right, so
I'm gonna do the 4.
Okay,
For each.
so roll for damage.
Okay, that's gonna be a big roll.
So that's 23 damage across the way for all of those fireballs. So you do 23 damage, and you thoroughly decimate this community of huts, and basically burn it all to the ground. You destroyed all their worldly possessions, and one of the goblin whores is dead. Louis has been burned, and pretty severely on his left side, and he is slowly dying as the other two whores rush to his side. Baby, get me some meat.
I'm gonna pull a postal too and piss on him to put him out.
He's not technically on fire. You can piss on the wounds. I'm going to count that as minor acid, so I'm going to give you 1d4 damage for that. You're going to have to do a dexterity roll to aim it. You aim correctly. That will hit. That's enough to kill him. That's actually enough to kill him. The amount of pain is enough so that his heart finally goes out and Louis dies from the searing pain of having urine dumped all over his open wounds. Alright, so Louis is dead, and the whores are just kind of mourning the loss of all of their worldly possessions. They curse you and demand that you leave so that they can mourn their fallen pimp.
Since we started.
No witnesses.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter anymore. Louis dead.
How many of the whores are alive?
2.
I want to
There are
soul
whores
fuck
in
one.
this house.
Do you still have your metal cock sleeve, or did you throw that away?
Oh no, I do have a copy. Yeah, it's in my weapon,
Okay,
in my
You
inventory.
can slap that baby on. No, that will miss. You instead begin humping a wall. She's very confused. The 2 goblin whores then proceed to try and run away.
I'm gonna tackle one to the ground.
I'm gonna chase after them. I'm gonna tackle the other.
Okay, you managed to get yours, Cham. Velnos, you grab the dress of one and accidentally rip it off, so she runs off naked into the woods.
I'm still gonna
Cham,
piss
you
after.
have the other one.
I'm just butt fuck it to death.
Alright, well that's definitely gonna hit. Alright, you butt fuck that one for 4 damage. It dies. Because it was already kind of softened up by Kane's meteor strike.
All right, so I'm gonna loot the pimp.
Alright, Velnos, you're gonna try and chase the one in the woods, you're gonna let that one go.
I'm chasing.
Alright, you chase very poorly. She gets farther away from you. She's almost out of you. She's almost out of sight.
I am trying again.
She gets away.
All right, what do I find in the pimp?
Okay, let's do a treasure roll for this one.
Well, what do we find in the entire village?
Well, the entire village is burned to the ground and destroyed because Kane blew it up with a meteor strike. So you find that what appears to be some charred up gold on the pimp, although it's melted into a solid block. You're not sure how much it's actually worth.
How many is it? Like just one block?
Yeah, it's just a small block of like half molten gold. You might not want to touch it right now.
I'll pour a gallon of ale.
Okay, you pour that on it and it lets off a bunch of steam. It's now cool enough to touch. So that's all you find. Everybody else is dead. You have thoroughly destroyed another side quest.